Hey guys, welcome back to the front line. Come on in the cabin, pull up a seat. I have for you guys some really interesting research that I feel like I have been guided basically to a discovery. Okay, guys, and I'm hoping to really show you in the manner in which I was being shown this. All right. You guys know Genesis 3 is one of my favorite scriptures. It is for me where our mother allowed me to see something, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And so every week I get on here and share with you guys what she's shared with me. All right, guys? So ever since I discovered that Adam was cursed with the YDF, and let's close this door. We got some planes flying over our head. They're disrespectful as I don't know what. I'm so annoyed with that. We live in such a beautiful place too. It's so mountainous. And then every so often our oppressor wants to fly through the skies and spray that crap. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back into it. Sorry for the disruption, guys. Ever since I found that Adam, in fact, was the only one asked to leave the garden, that our mothers raised to the living, and that Adam is struck with his wide death, it had me question, okay, I know who those two players are, but who's the third player? Who is this entity that was in the garden with Adam and Eve, right? One, I see a reference to cattle and beasts, so I imagine that Adam and this animal must have a pretty good association. He named all the beasts of the field, right? It struck me that perhaps when he left, he still had an association, but I don't want to get off track, guys. That's just some of my thoughts, guys. I am doing my best to try to dig us out from all of these lies. And one of the biggest lies, I think, is the fact that they told us to look out instead of looking in. So let's go to this verse, and I'm going to do my best to show you what I see. Okay, guys? Because Israel, we got to wake up. All right. Genesis 3:14 and 15. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Sound like this is an enmity between the woman's seed that is a male, the male line. But let's go back up, right, guys? One, I showed you guys that it is the serpent who is cursed. It is not Eve, right, guys? And then the serpent is told, thou shalt go upon thy belly, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Well, who is dust, guys? The man is dust. It is showing us right here when it tells us that the serpent shall bruise his heel. The Creator refers to Adam as dust. From dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. Adam is cursed with a virus, guys. I showed you that. But let's get into the etymology, because I kept asking Mother to show me who is the serpent, and she did. Now I'm here to show you guys who the serpent is. Let's go on a little journey. Okay, guys, so I'm down here in this little signalless town, so it's very difficult for me to get a signal out here, but I really want to do this episode early. So I had to, screenshot some of these websites to get us along on the journey, right? And when I do that, I can't highlight stuff like I can if I'm on the website. So I really need you guys to follow this, okay? Please do your best, and I will do my best to present it to you guys. All right, guys? Because I've already dropped this on my Instagram. Shout out to Open Eyes Production because he actually went ahead and actually added to the story for me and put it out there. So that's my first share, and I'll never forget that. Much love to Zion from Zion and to his beautiful, beautiful partner. Because guys, we were looking out for those words, but I want to be careful. But I don't want to take away from her rightful status. Petting Cameron, much love, my dear. Um, I appreciate you guys so much. So let's move along. And like I said, I share this on Instagram because it has become more and more apparent to me. And I feel confident that I can say this. I feel confident I can tell you who the serpent is. So let's go. It's going to be a photographic journey. It's going to be etymology and a few websites and some Torah. So fair use for the purposes of criticism and education. All right, guys? Let's go. When I do this photo thing, it will not pull in the way I wish it would. So you're already getting a preview there, which is a little more than I wanted you to get. Okay, guys? First off, I want to take you to the etymology. Let's go to the etymology of serpent. You guys need to see this. All right, serpent. In 1300s, it was a limbless reptile, also the tempter in Genesis 3, from Old French serpent. Says here it's also reference to a snake and serpent, from the Latin serpentum, a nominative serpens, a snake, creeping thing, also the name of a constellation from present particle of serpere, to creep. Now, guys, when I saw that word to creep, it immediately, you know how I feel. You know that I feel like inside of us is the reference to a lot of what's taking place in Torah, right? So when I heard this reference to creep, it immediately made me think of a virus. But this is going to show you the virus that immediately came to my mind when I saw that word to creep. Okay, guys, let's keep going. This is reconstructed to be from pi, to crawl, to creep. Creeps. Sarpa, serpent. We're right here in this paragraph, guys. Greek, herpian, to creep. Herpetin, serpent. Albanian, garper, serpent. So, guys, the closer we're getting to this, the more I'm noticing, hey, this is looking like this virus that already came to my mind with the word to crawl and to creep. All right, so this paragraph right here is going to tell us serpent and snake now mean precisely the same thing. But the word serpent is somewhat more formal or technical than snake, so that it seldom applies to the limbless lizard, many of which are popularly mistaken for and called snakes. And snake had originally a specific meaning. It says, used figuratively of things spiral or regularly sinuous, such as a type of musical instrument with a twisting tube. Serpent's tongue, as figurative of venomous or stinging speech, is from mistaken medieval notion that the serpent's tongue was its sting. Serpent's tongue also was a name given to fossil shark teeth. Shark teeth. My bad, guys. All right, so right here, you're going to see the virus that came to my mind when this article discussed a creeping, crawling thing, right? All right, herpes, late 14th century. Any inflammatory spreading skin condition, used of shingles, gangrene, etc. Also, guys, chicken pox. It's not listed here, but chicken pox is another herpetic virus, guys. Okay? It says it's from the Latin herpes, a spreading skin eruption, from the Greek herpes. The name for the disease, shingles, literally creeping, from herpian, to creep, move slowly. Cognate with late serpere, to creep, see serpent. The condition was not distinguished into specific disease until early 19th century. It says herpetology. Well, herpetology is the study of reptiles. It says here, coined from the Greek, herpeton, reptile, literally creeping thing, from herpium to creep. See, serpent. So why would they tell you that herpetology is the study of a reptile, and it will tell you that herpes is a creeping thing? I thought that was rather weird, guys. So, like I said, when I started to try to think of what could the serpent be, naturally snake came to mind. But I know that they will mislead us. So I thought to myself, well, what other animal uh, crawls on its belly and eats the dust, right, guys? And so this was my mission to find it, right? So the first thing I investigated was the serpent, right? Well, the next thing I wanted to investigate was the word virus, right? Because with the word serpent, herpes was linked to that. So I know that herpes is a virus. So I said, well, let me investigate what a virus is. So let's go. Late 14th century, it's a poisonous substance, a sense now archaic, from Latin virus, poison, sap of plants, slimy liquid, a potent juice. Guys, this reminds me of pus. This reminds me of mucus. Dr. Sebi was on to something. He knew you could only get healed from the plants, guys. And check this out. What does this slimy substance in the plants have to do with being a poison? And why is a virus being called a poison, right? Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Poison, which is probably from the Pi root use, perhaps originally meaning to melt away, to flow, used of foul or malodorous fluids, but with specialization in some languages to poisonous fluid. Says here it also can mean venom, poison, poisonous, poison, just a lot of references to poison, guys. A sticky substance, birdlime, what did I tell you? It reminds me of pus, snot, all of that good stuff, right? That comes out of us when we're sick. All right, let's keep on going. The meaning agent that causes infectious disease. It emerged by 1790s, gradually out of the earlier use in reference to venereal disease. Now, why would venereal disease be in there? Why would serpent lead us to herpes, which leads us to virus, which leads us to venereal disease? By the modern scientific use dates to the 1880s. Let's keep on going. In the computer census from 1972. It says here, virus, a kind of watery, stinking matter which issues out of ulcers, being endued with eating and malignant qualities. I'm sorry, a virus is eating something? Did you guys know that? Who told us in life that a virus is eating something? No one. No one told us that. Okay, guys? So then I say to myself, well, if the virus is eating something, what is that, right? It says here that who else was told to eat something, right? And thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Sounds familiar to you guys, doesn't it? Then we find out that the virus is eating something. So guys, I say to myself, let's find out more about what this virus is eating, right? I want to take you guys to this article right here, guys. It's called, not the obligate parasite yet, guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to take you to this, sound waves. Here we go. I was listening to a podcast, guys, and this shocked me, what I heard. The person that was presenting said that bacteria, viruses, fungus, they're all parasites. I thought I was hearing mistakenly because I thought a parasite was a parasite and that a bacteria and a virus were two different things. But no, that's not the case, guys. This article is acting like it doesn't want to come up, guys, but we need you to come up. Let me get a little closer to the door. I thought I had screenshot this article too, but I didn't, guys. So let me get a little closer to this door because I want to show you something, guys. Let me stop and pause the video so I can get the website up. Hold on. Sorry for this I don't even got to do it. Thank you, creator. All right, guys, look at this. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites. All right, facts and functions. Viruses cannot replicate without a host. They infect plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria, and blue-green algae. One can only see them with an electronic microscope. Bacteria are between 10 to 100 times larger than viruses. They can be shaped like a rod, a sphere, a spiral, or a comma. Really, a spiral, a sphere, and a rod? Interesting. Some bacteria live and multiply in the environment, while others are adapted to life within human or animal host. Some bacteria can double in number every 15 minutes. Others take weeks or months to multiply. Now, see, much like you and I both, I had a visual of this image in my head. This one right here that shows you the virus looking like this, right? Like some sort of wacky sphere with little nodes coming up out of it. You know, this is what we picture. So why don't they have a picture of what it actually looks like? A sphere, a rod, or a spiral, or a comma. Why don't they have a picture of that? Because that's not what they want you to picture. They want you to be lost. They want you to picture this. They don't want you to picture a rod, a spiral, or a sphere, or a comma. Okay, that's first off. So they're already being deceptive when they begin to tell you about bacteria, fungi, and viruses. And then they list parasites as if it's something separate. Right, guys? Let's go. So right underneath it, I want us to talk about this sentence right here. All right, guys, because in my mind, a parasite comes from meat or undercooked meat. Right, guys? And my whole focus has been on meat. But it says here that some of the plants are a parasite, guys. So listen to this. A parasite is any organism that depends upon another organism, which would be the host, for its survival, usually harming the host. A parasite can be a plant, animal, fungus, bacteria, or virus. I'm going to say it again. A parasite can be a plant, animal, fungus, bacteria, or virus. I wonder if those plants are actually cacti, and that's why they grew thorns and thistles. And is that why that was included with Adam, with his punishment? But I don't want to digress, guys. Focus. Did any of y'all know that a parasite was a virus? Did any of y'all know that a parasite was a bacteria? Did any of y'all know that a parasite was a fungus? Did any of y'all know that a parasite was an animal? A beast of the field, perhaps, like the Creator said? Did any of y'all know it could be a plant? No. You want to know why? They don't want you to know, because then you might recognize this as the serpent. Then you might put two and two together. The parasite is the virus. The parasite is the bacteria. The parasite is the fungi. You're only looking for a parasite in your hamburger or in your eggs, undercooked. You understand what I'm saying? They have never told me that, and even here in this title, even the title is deceptive, guys. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, and parasites. It's almost like it's 4 different entities. No, all 3 of these are one entity. It is a parasite. All 4 of them are a parasite, guys. What eats man? A parasite, guys. What is man besides the dust? The Creator told us and told us what Adam was. For thus thou art, and unto thus thou shalt return. Told the serpent, thou shalt eat dust all the days of your life. Riddle solved, guys. Right here on the front line. All praise my mother. Let's go to the word worm, guys. Let's go to the word worm. I want to take y'all on a little journey. Worm. Old English worm. Variant of worm. Serpent, snake, dragon, reptile. Also in later Old English, earthworm. From Proto-Germanic wormis. Says here, source of Old Saxon, Old High German, German worm. Is that why germ is linked to Adam? Okay. Old Frisian, Dutch worm. Old Norse, ormer. Gothic, worms. Serpent, worm. Old Russian, vermi, insects. Lithuanian, varmis, insect, gnat. From the pie, worm, from root, whir, to turn and bend. Didn't Ezekiel 17 say that that there was someone else who cloned? Not the Creator, because the Creator cloned from a female branch. There was a man that cloned from a male branch. And it said that his roots bend towards him. Look at that, guys. That word whir. Wasn't that associated when we did our Noah, a husband research? That whir referenced the man and that whiff referenced the woman. Whir is also to bend and turn. All right, the ancient category of these was much more extensive than the modern scientific one and included serpents, scorpions, maggots, and the supposed cause of certain diseases. Right there, guys. Right above that word come. It was the cause of certain diseases. For substitution of O for you, see come. That sounds like a sexual reference, doesn't it, guys? We're going to get into that in the next study. As an insult meaning abject, miserable person, it dates from Old English. Worms, any disease arising from the presence of parasitic worms. This was their definition, guys. Worms, any disease arising from the presence of parasitic worms, is from the late Old English. They knew. They didn't want you to know. They wanted you to think they're helping you. No, they're allowing you to be complacent with the worms inside of you. Worm, to move like a worm. Now what the caduceus is all about? About a snake going up the staff, guys, the medical term. No, they've been hiding this from you. What the serpent really is. Guys, that virus hides in your spine. It tangles up. I keep seeing the tree. Guys, I keep seeing the tree of life. Okay, guys? And what do they show us when they show us, not the tree of life, when they show us the tree that Adam and Eve ate from with the fruits, they show the snake coiled up around the tree. Guys, this disease coils up around your spine. Does the tree not look like lungs to you guys? It's coiled up around your spine, hiding. But righteous men show us how to get rid of this, don't it? All right. The ancient category of these was much more extensive than the modern. Okay, we read that already. Let's go down. They have the word come associated with this, guys. And yes, they even reference the sexual cum in here, guys. What is this telling us? And here we go with were. Some of the words associated with were. Rhombus, sinister, stalwart, subvert, universe. Yeah, they want us to be looking out there when it's inside verbena. What is that? Vertebrae. There we go. It hides in your vertebrae, guys. They got the word vertebrae in here for the worm. Hiding in your vertebrae. Disease is not natural, guys. Dis-ease. All right, let's keep on going down here. It is the hypothetical source of evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit. Vartate turns round, rolls. To turn, the Hittite says it's a wheel. Stirrer, a ladle. To turn, turn back, be turned, convert, transform, translate, be changed. Versus turn towards or against. Old Church Slavonic, I can't even read that word, but it translates to turn and roll. All right, spindle to staff, to turn. All right, guys, literally what befalls one, spindle to staff, and against. There are 19 related words: silkworm, tapeworm, wormhole, earthworm. Guys, let me introduce you guys to what's called an obligate parasite. Obligate parasite definition. What is an obligate parasite? In biology, what have I been telling y'all guys? Biology, the study of life. This is everything I'm looking at, and look where we find the serpent. In biology, an obligate parasite is a parasite that depends completely on the host for its habitat, nourishment, reproduction, and survival. I will put enmity between your seed and the woman's seed. You should bruise its head. If we kill them, we get rid of them. If we do not, they bruise our heel and lead to various disease, which leads to death. Listen, let me finish reading. Without the host, it will eventually die. In contrast, it will eventually die. In contrast, in facultative parasitism, a parasite may live in the absence of a host, occasionally become parasitic under certain conditions. This type of parasite is referred to as a facultative parasite. So how do we define an obligatory parasite? The obligate parasite is an organism that will not thrive and thereby cannot reproduce outside a host. The obligate parasite is also known as a holoparasite. Facultative parasites, in turn, are free living, but they may become parasitic if there's an opportunity to infect a host. An example of a facultative parasite is, you see the reference right here. It starts with an N. I'm not even going to attempt it. A free-living amobia that on some occasions may infect humans. So basically what this is telling you is that an obligatory parasite needs a host. A facultative parasite doesn't necessarily need one, but if it'll increase its survival, it will attach to one. Okay, that's basically what it's telling you. So it's one that absolutely needs a host and one that sometimes can use one. Put it to you like that. All right. Is a virus a parasite? Viruses are obligate parasites. No one told you that. No one told me that. My mother told me it. And now I'm telling you it. That a virus is an obligate parasite, guys. They cannot reproduce outside living cells. Therefore, they are considered obligate intracellular parasites, guys. What did I tell y'all, guys? Is this not a cellular war? They infect a host cell to use its genetic machinery to produce energy, synthesize proteins, and replicate. This is your serpent. Let's go to some more photos, guys, of stuff that I pulled in. I put this on Instagram. Not only am I in front of the book, all praise my creator, but I'm seeing something. I hope my hunch is right. But if man is dust, and the serpent is told to eat dust all the days of its life, the Y chromosome has junk viruses all throughout it. The body is our war ground. All viruses, bacteria, and fungi are obligate parasites. They are not telling you this. Look at my typos on here, guys. They are not telling you this, it should say. This does not belong in our body. The serpent is a parasite. Remember, you heard it here first. I should say heard. Others are not going to get the answer because they are not the creator's ambassador. The woman is. Trust me, Israel. I love you. I'm studying like you wouldn't believe for our answers, guys. And I really am, guys. And I shared this also with that post that warning sign that your body is full of parasites, guys. Oh my gosh. Look at the pork tapeworm. Look at the bovine tapeworm, guys. Look at this. You got pinworms, you got liver fluke, you got human whipworm. Here is your serpent, guys. Look at it. That's why the creator has told us not to eat that pork, guys. Oh, big old tapeworm. Look what the neurosurgeon found in a woman's brain the other day. A live worm. And the world's first discovery. Look at that, guys. There's your serpent. There you go. Guys, I'm gonna research this even more, but I had to bring this to you because, like I told you, my mind kept telling me that this had to be inside. I'm sorry, there goes that plane again. Sorry, guys, I forgot to put on my do not disturb. I thought I did that. Let's do it right now. My mind kept telling me that this thing was one. I noticed that it said it was a cattle, and it was cursed above all the beasts of the field. Right? The Lord said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed, it has to reproduce, and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. This is our stumbling block, guys. And here it is. We figured it out over here, guys, right here on the front line. As a result, guys, I am going to be doing a 3-day. I wish this plane would go somewhere. I'm going to close my window, too. What in the world? I'm going to be doing a 3-day cleanse, guys. A 3-day hard water fast. We'll discuss this more as we go along, guys, but I hope I've allowed you guys to see what I see and to let you know that we are solving mysteries, as I promised you guys right here on the front line. Thanks to our mother. I appreciate your viewership. I thank you guys for your continued encouragement. I get it from all different sources, so I thank you for that, guys, because like I said, being this ambassador for the creator is not easy. But I'm going to stay the course because I feel more and more confident every time I open up the Torah that our mother's guiding me. Much love to you guys from your girl Shamar. She brews and bakes over here on the front line. See you guys next week.